students, let's continue with the explanation. So what will happen if the blood rich in oxygen and the blood rich in carbon dioxide mix with each other? To avoid this from happening, the heart has 4 chambers. Okay, so inside your body, your heart has 4 chambers. Okay, 4 parts. Okay, so why? Because we know that the heart contains both pure blood and impure blood, because one is going to the lungs and again it is coming back from the lungs, isn't it? So the impure blood is going to the lungs and the pure blood is coming from the lungs to the heart. Okay, so the heart contains both kinds of blood, but if both the blood mix with each other, then it will be very, very difficult for functioning of the body. Okay, that is why in order to avoid mixing of the blood, the heart has 4 chambers. Okay, so the upper 2 chambers are called atria or atrium. Singular is called atrium and plural is atria, the upper 2 chambers, and the lower 2 chambers are called ventricles. I will show you in the diagram. Okay, so the upper 2 chambers, it has 4 chambers as I told you. So the upper 2 chambers, it is called atria, or singular is atrium. One chamber is called atrium. Okay, and the lower 2 chambers, they are called ventricles, and one chamber is called ventricle. Okay, so the partition between the chambers helps to avoid mixing up of the blood rich in oxygen with blood rich in carbon dioxide. So there is a wall. Partition means there is a wall, okay, between the chambers. So this wall will help to avoid the mixing of blood rich in oxygen and blood rich in carbon dioxide. Okay, yes, so this is the diagram of the heart which you have in your textbook. Okay, looks quite complicated, so no need to study each and everything. The diagram first of all will not come to draw for the exam, okay, because this diagram is little complicated. Okay, so no need to draw this, just you have to know the functioning. Okay, so now as you can see, this is the heart, this is the wall which divides the heart. Can you see? This is the wall. Okay, so this wall, now the labeling is not that clear. I did not get a diagram with clear labeling, but I will tell you, it is the same diagram given in your textbook. You can check that out. Okay, so this wall is called the partition. Okay, so this is the partition. The partition is also called septum. S-E-P-T-U-M, septum. Okay, S-E-P-T-U-M. So the partition is also called septum. Okay, so these are the chambers. This is the first chamber, second chamber, third chamber, fourth chamber. Okay, so now you can see this chamber, that is the right chamber. Actually it looks left from here, okay, but when you turn yourself, okay, and when you see, that is called the right chamber. This is actually right. This is a 2D diagram, that is why this is actually looking left, but this is the right chamber and this is the left part. Okay, so now right part you can see it is colored blue and left part is colored red. Okay, blue, actually they want to tell you that the right part carries the or contains the impure blood, that means the carbon dioxide rich blood that is present in the right side of the heart. Okay, and the pure blood, that means blood containing oxygen, is present in the left side of the heart. Okay, so this part contains the pure blood and this part contains the impure blood. Now this is the atrium. These two, that is upper 2 chambers, as I told you, it is called atrium. So these two are the atrium and these two are the ventricles. Okay, so this is the right atrium, this is the left atrium, this is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle. Okay, so now the pulmonary vein, veins normally they carry what? Impure blood, but pulmonary vein carries pure blood. And arteries, as I told you, it carries pure blood, but pulmonary artery carries the impure blood. So the pulmonary artery from the lungs will bring the impure blood to the right auricle or right atrium. Okay, so from the right atrium, the impure blood will go into the right ventricle. Okay, it will go into the right ventricle. This is the gate. So this gate will allow, the gate is also called valve, V-A-L-V-E. So through the valve, the impure blood, which will be carried by the pulmonary artery from the lungs. Okay, that diagram I had already shown you. This diagram that I had already shown you, the pulmonary artery, it will carry the impure blood to the lungs from the heart, isn't it? And the pure blood will be carried by the pulmonary vein. Okay, so the pulmonary vein will carry the pure blood that I had already told you. So now suppose you forget about the right side, come to the left side. So what will happen? The pulmonary vein, as I told you, it will carry the pure blood. So first the pulmonary vein will carry the pure blood to the left side of the heart. Okay. So this pure blood from the left auricle will go to the left ventricle. Okay. And from the left ventricle, through the arteries, the pure blood will be distributed throughout the body. Okay, so the pure blood will be distributed throughout the body. Now, how will impure blood enter the right side? The pulmonary artery will carry the impure blood. Okay, it will carry the impure blood from different parts of the body into the right auricle. So, from the right auricle, the impure blood will go to the left auricle. Okay, I mean the right ventricle. Okay, so from the right auricle or right atrium, the impure blood will go to the right ventricle. So from the right ventricle, the impure blood, where it has to go? It has to go to the lungs for purification. Okay, so the impure blood will go to the lungs for purification. Okay, so who will carry the impure blood to the lungs? The pulmonary artery. Okay, the pulmonary artery will carry the impure blood to the lungs for purification. Okay, so this is the pulmonary artery, it is shown here. So it is connected to the right ventricle. So from the right ventricle, the pulmonary artery will carry the impure blood to the lungs for purification. Okay, so after the blood is purified, the pulmonary vein will bring the pure blood. This is the pulmonary vein, as you can see, these. So this pulmonary vein will carry the pure blood to the left auricle. So from the left auricle or atrium. Okay, so from the left atrium, the pure blood will go into the left ventricle. Okay, so from the left ventricle through the main artery, or it is called aorta. The main artery is called the aorta, A-O-R-T-A. So from the left ventricle through the main artery, it will go to each and every part of your body. Okay, so just remember that, no need to study it in so much detail because you don't need. So just normally how the blood will come and how it will go, so that much you should know. Okay, I'll try to provide a video so that you can understand it better. Okay, yeah. So now we come to the heartbeat. So the walls of the chambers of the heart are made up of muscles. Okay, so the heart is actually made up of muscles. The name of the muscle is, I don't know whether you know, it is called cardiac muscle, C-A-R-D-I-A-C. Okay, cardiac, C-A-R-D-I-A-C, cardiac muscle. Okay, so these cardiac muscles, they will contract and relax rhythmically. Okay, that means they will beat, they will keep on beating. So this rhythmic contraction followed by relaxation is a heartbeat. So one time when it will beat, that means it will contract and relax. It will expand and it will contract. It will expand and contract. Okay, so it will keep on beating. So this one beat is called one heartbeat. Okay, so if you place your hand on the left side of your chest, you can feel your heartbeat. So if you place your hand on the left side of your chest and you have to concentrate a little bit, then you can feel your heartbeat. Or if you cannot hear it this way, you can use a stethoscope. Okay, with the help of a stethoscope, you can hear your heartbeat. Okay, so doctor feels your heartbeats with the help of an instrument called a stethoscope. Okay, so with the help of the I think you know, whenever you are having any kind of fever, what happens? The doctor actually checks you, isn't it? With the help of your stethoscope. Yeah. So the doctor uses the stethoscope as a device to amplify the sound of the heart. Amplify means increase the sound of the heart. The stethoscope actually increases the sound of the heart. Okay, so you can hear it louder when you use a stethoscope. It consists of a chest piece that carries a sensitive diaphragm, 2 earpieces and tube joining the parts. I will show you the diagram. Doctors can get clues about the condition of your heart by listening through a stethoscope. So if your heart is not beating normally, that means your heartbeat has to be between 72 to 80 in 1 minute. So if it is increasing or if it is decreasing, then the doctor will know that some kind of problem is there. Okay. So if your heart is beating normally, you should not have any kind of issues. Okay. So now activities 11.1, 2 and 3, it is not needed. So no need to study for exam. You can just go through the activities if you want. Okay. Yeah. So now this is the stethoscope. So this you can see is the chest piece. Okay. Now this chest piece contains the diaphragm. Okay, diaphragm is there in the chest piece. This is the tube, and these two are the earpieces. That means these two you put inside the ear. This chest piece is placed in your heart, okay, near your heart. And this tube actually joins the chest piece and the earpieces. Okay, so with the help of this, the heartbeat can be heard. Your heartbeat can be heard louder. Amplify means the sound is increased. Okay, it will be louder, and the doctor can hear it clearly. Okay, so this is your stethoscope, and diaphragm is present in the chest piece. Okay, yeah. So note, the rate of your heartbeat increases due to heavy exercise or running. Suppose you are running, what happens? Suppose you have ran 5 miles. When you come back, what happens? You keep panting, isn't it? You want more oxygen, right? So when you are panting and when you are tired and you need more oxygen, the level of oxygen decreases in your body, then the heartbeat will increase. That means it will become 85 or 90. But that is quite normal because you have ran and you have done heavy exercise. But after you sit for some time and you relax, drink some water, then your heartbeat becomes normal. Okay. So each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries, and the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of heartbeat. That means one time the heart beats, that means one time the blood will flow through the arteries. You can feel the pulse one time. Understood? 2 times the heart will beat, 2 times the blood will flow through the arteries, and you can feel the pulse twice. Okay, that means the rate of heartbeat, that means number of times the heart is going to beat. Okay, that will be your pulse rate. Okay, so your pulse rate and your heartbeat is the same. It will be 72 to 80 times per minute. Clear? So the rhythmic beating of the various chambers of the heart maintains circulation of blood and transport of substances to different parts of the body. So when the heart is beating, then the substances are getting transported to different parts of the body. So heartbeat is very important. Otherwise, your oxygen will not go to each and every cell. Carbon dioxide will not be collected from the body. Your blood will not be purified. And if your blood is not purified, how will you survive? You will die. If oxygen is not reaching to every cell of the body, will you survive? No, you will die. So heartbeat is very important. So the moment the heart stops beating means you are dead. Is it clear? So I hope you understood. So we'll continue with the explanation in the next class. Thank you.